In today's video, I am going to show you how I make this beautiful tape lace. It's reversible. And even though it was originally designed to be a pillow slip lace, you can use this on anything. What I really like about this lace is the floret design. It looks like interchangeable florets to me. They kind of interwoven with each other in that classic Art Nouveau kind of style. This particular design comes from a book of edgings published by King's Needlecraft and Lace Studio. It's the number 19th design, and this is well over 100 years old, this particular pattern. This particular pattern is also written in UK vernacular from that time when things weren't very standardized, so I had to interpret things a little bit and retranslate this work into US modern terminology. So if you happen to follow UK terminology and directions because you're not from the US, it's easy enough to translate back into UK terminology, for which I think you're already well versed in. If not, I happen to have a very short tutorial in my how to crochet section that translates the different terminology between UK and US definitions in the playlist. Welcome to Weaving Weird Studio and my creative weird life. My name is Sig, and what a pleasure it is to have you with me today. It's your interest and support that allows me to contribute new content and weekly videos. Help us all grow together by tapping that subscribe bar, notification bell, and like buttons. I look forward to your comments and always value your feedback. Now let's get started. For this tutorial, I will be using a number 2 or a 1.5 millimeter steel hook. I will also be using an embroidery needle. Just a small little needle with an eye that's big enough to accommodate the size 10 crochet thread. So to begin today's tutorial, I'm going to start by making a chain of 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Next, I'm going to close that circle with a slip stitch. And then I'm going to chain 3. And turn my work. And then in this ring, I am going to double crochet 18. So 1, 2, 3, 15, 16, and 17. Then one more makes 18. Next, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to turn my work. And then I'm going to begin some treble crochets. So right here, I'm going to start my first treble in the next stitch. And I'm going to leave my treble open. So in other words, I'm going to do my treble crochet all the way to the last step, to that last loop on my hook, and I'm going to just leave it there for the moment. And then I'm going to do another treble in the next stitch. And I left that one open too. So my turning chain is going to act as my first treble, or take the place of my first treble. And then I've got my second treble and my third treble that are open. Then I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to close all those together just like that. And then I'm going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next, I'm going to treble crochet in the next 3 stitches, and I'm going to also leave them open. So that'll be 1, 2, and 3. So now I should have 4 loops on my hook. And then I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to close those 3 trebles together. And I'm going to chain 5. And I'm going to repeat this step 4 more times. So again, 3 open trebles. And then I'm going to close them, and I'm going to chain 5, 4 and 5. I'm going to continue to do that 3 more times. So now that I've got my 6th set of trebles, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to turn my work. And then the next thing I'm going to do is put 9 single crochets in each 5 chain space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And I'm going to do that 3 more times. So when you've completed doing that, you should have something that looks like this. Next, I'm going to go ahead and chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once I have my 7 chains, I'm going to make a ring by joining into this very last single crochet that I had made. And I'm going to single crochet right into that. And you can see I've created a ring. Next, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chain 3. And then I'm going to turn my work. And again, I'm going to double crochet 18 double crochets in this ring. So 1, 2. Now once I've double crocheted 18 and I have a piece that looks like this, I am now going to go ahead and I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to turn my work. And then I'm going to begin my treble stitches again. So to begin this round of 18 stitches, I'm going to start with my 4 chains, and they're going to stand in the place of 1 treble. And then I'm going to do 2 more open treble crochets in the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. And then I'm going to close those 3 together, and I'm going to chain 5. Next, in the next 3 stitches, I'm going to make 3 open trebles. So we got 1, 2, and 3. So now for this set of trebles and the sets of trebles to follow, you are going to have 4 loops on your hook. I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to close those trebles together, and then I'm going to chain 5. I'm going to make 4 more sets of trebles. And then after we do that, I'm going to show you what I do next, because it's a little different, because it's the beginning of the tape, of this lace tape. And now this is the only time you're going to do this. It's just at the beginning when we get started. And then the only time we're going to deviate again from the pattern going forward is when we've finished our length of tape and we end our work. And I'll show you what that looks like here after I go through a couple examples of what the middle part of the work will look like. So for this next step, I actually want to now do an additional chain of 5. And as I said before, this is the only time you're going to do this additional chain of 5 is right here at the beginning of your tape. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slip stitch it, basically tie it right into the center of this first floret. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chain 1. And then I'm going to make another chain. I'm going to turn my work. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to single crochet 9 single crochets in each of these 5 chain spaces. So now you can see by doing this additional 5 chain, we have now given our first floret its stem. Now as we go forward with this design, we won't need to do this step anymore because everything will automatically start taking on its own stem. It'll play on itself. So like you see this floret right here, the one we haven't quite finished yet, you can see how the first floret acts as the stem for the second floret. So let's continue then. Next, I'm going to finish this floret by single crocheting 9 single crochets in each of these 5 chain spaces. And when we get back here to this corner, I will show you what I do next. So far, this is what my piece looks like. And yours should too. Next, just like before, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now as I go forward from this floret to every other floret before the last floret when I finish my tape of lace is going to be done just like you'll see me do here. So again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close off that ring with a single crochet right into that last single crochet. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chain 3 and turn my work. Then, just as before, I'm going to double crochet 18 double crochets into that ring. Then once I've gotten 18 double crochets on my ring, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chain 4. And I'm going to turn my work and I'm going to start working my 3 trebles together, close together steps. I'm going to chain 5. And then I'm going to do my 3 open trebles together. Chain 5. So I'm going to do 4 more of my treble clusters. And when I've finished with my 4th cluster of trebles, I am not going to chain 5. I am going to do something else. So just hang tight and I'll show you what that is. Okay, so now that I've completed my last cluster of trebles, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chain 1. Next, I'm going to tie this into the space between the 9th and the 10 single crochets here on the floret next to it. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to insert my hook right in there. And I'm going to single crochet it right in there. And then I'm going to chain 1. So your work should look like this now. Next, I'm going to turn my work. And just as before, I'm going to single crochet 9 single crochets in each of those chain 5 spaces. So now that I've just completed that 3rd floret, I'm going to begin my 4th floret, just exactly like we did the 3rd floret. So the way we work the 3rd floret is the way we're going to work all other florets until we get to the very last floret that we're going to make, and that's going to determine on the length of the tape of lace you are making. And so I'll go ahead and I'll do that 4th floret for you, just like we did the 3rd floret. And then I'll go ahead and do one more floret, and that floret I will show you how to finish off your work in a nice visually seamless way. Okay, so just as before, you're going to go ahead and you're going to chain 7. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to join in that last single crochet with another single crochet, creating a ring. Then I'm going to chain 3. And in that ring, I'm going to place 18 double crochets. Next, as before, I'm going to chain 4. I'm going to chain my work. And then I'm going to begin my open treble clusters. So it's going to be my first open treble, remembering that my chain 4 acts or stands in for my first treble. And then this will be my next open treble. And then I'm going to close those trebles. I'm going to chain 5. And then again, I'm going to start my next cluster of 3 open trebles. And I'm going to chain 5. I'm going to continue on until I've completed my 6th cluster of open trebles. Next, I'm going to close those 3 open trebles. I'm going to chain 1. And then just like with the 3rd floret, I'm going to attach the 4th floret to the floret next to it. In the space between the 9th and the 10th single crochets. And I'm going to single crochet that in right in there, and then I'm going to chain 1. And then I'm going to turn my work. And again, I'm going to single crochet 9 single crochets in each one of these chain 5 spaces. So now I've completed 4 florets. I'm going to do the very last floret, floret number 5 in this tape of lace so that I can show you how I finish off. And it's really simple, but basically we're going to continue to make the floret just like we made floret 3 and 4. Going to chain 7. I'm going to create a ring by making a single crochet into that last single crochet. And then I'm going to go ahead and chain 3. Then turn my work. And I'm going to double crochet 18 double crochets into this ring. Next, I'm going to chain 4. Turn my work. This turning chain of 4 is going to be a stand-in for my first treble crochet, and then I'm going to go ahead and in the next 2 stitches I'm going to make 2 more open treble crochets. And then I'm going to close those trebles, and I'm going to chain 5. Next, I'm going to do 3 open treble crochets. And then I'm going to close those, and I'm going to chain 5. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make 4 more 3 treble clusters with 3 more chain 5 spaces in between. Set of trebles. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to single crochet. And then in the floret next to my hook, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tie that part of my work into this section right here between the 9th and the 10th single crochet with a single crochet. And then I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. And then just like before, I'm going to single crochet 9 single crochets in each of those chain 5 stitches. And then I'll show you how I finish off the end of this lace tape. And then the very last step that I will do to finish up this particular bit of lace is I'm simply going to chain 7 and then slip stitch it and finish off right here into the ring of this same floret. And then I'll weave that end in. So thank you for sticking it out with me this long. I hope you enjoyed this video, but now's the time for me to say goodbye. So until I see all you wonderful and creative fiber artists again, stay crafty, stay amazing, and above all, keep weaving your weird. Bye-bye now.